used to live in the States, I worked a lot. I was what you would call a workaholic. I just felt like I didn't have time to do anything. I had most of the time a job, sometimes 2, 3 jobs. By the time I got home, I was just wiped out or getting cliff notes from my wife on how the kids were doing, how she was doing, because I was just working so much and I was so fixated with the next thing to make more money. And I think it consumed me, honestly.
I just feel more safe here, outside of like money, outside of work. I'm working to live, not living to work. Even work aside, the peace that you feel here, the safety that you feel here, being Black and on this continent is totally different. The experience you experience as a Black person in Africa is amazing. So I love that.
Hi, I'm Ian Minerve.
And I'm Jocelyn Minerve.
And we are 2/5 of the Minerves on the Move.
Hey, welcome. This is my home. Come on in. Here you have our living room area and beautiful, bright, open windows. Come this way, we have our dining room where we get to hang out as a family, eat dinner. Our kitchen, and I will warn you, people live here, so it's not the cleanest as it should be. There are dishes that I will clean. Beautiful fridge, all up to date. We have a dishwasher, everything that you could need. This is my favorite part. I get to stock up lots of stuff. We have a pantry. 2 reasons. Because the woman at the fair, not only was she a Black woman, but she was also a member of my sorority. And so because she was a Zeta and I'm a Zeta, it made me feel like I had family already waiting for me in Africa. And then there was another Zeta, so there's actually 3 women here who are both, we're all in the same sorority. So I felt like, oh, I would have family being so far away. But then also we saw Ethiopia as a way to travel throughout Africa. And so because Addis has direct flights to so many countries, I didn't want to just live in Ethiopia, I wanted to see Africa. And so I think versus like if we were to, I don't know, go to like if we were in Dar es Salaam right now, it's like we'd fly, stop in Addis, and then keep going.
Yeah.
So it's like I would have rather been here in Ethiopia because one of the best things about Addis is it takes you like 20 minutes to get to the airport, and then you can get to like Mozambique, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria. Like we can go explore other parts of Africa. Versus when we went to Tanzania, I was like, oh my gosh, it's taking us 3 hours to get to this airport. That was the longest ride to the airport. It was so much traffic.
Yeah, I think for me was definitely that fair.
Yeah, it was like that in Nairobi too.
Yeah.
When I remember we got off the plane when I went to go see Kenya, it took forever to get to where we were going.
Yeah, it was a similar experience to meeting that woman at the fair, as well as just listening to Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly."
What?
He made a reference to Ethiopia, and then some of my dance buddies made references to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And so I think just little dots were connecting in my head.
I think it felt like a sign.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm really big into circus arts. We just left the circus art studio. I wanted that for my daughter because in my 20s I was an aerialist, and I love going to the circus. I love seeing shows.
Yeah.
And in the States you have, what is it called? The Universal Circus. And every year when we go to the Universal Circus, they'd always have like the Ethiopian flag and all those performers. So I think it just felt like this was it. Like everything was lining up to be here.
Right.
I wish we had like some grand, like the reason why was because, like it really was just like, yeah, this sounds cool. And the thing is, like when you see someone, I think who's doing what you want to do, like it gives you a sense of security. And like seeing another Black American doing what I'm doing, or being out there living abroad with their family, it's like, oh, I can do that too. So even right now with this interview or someone watching our YouTube channel, they're gonna see like, oh, there's this couple who graduated from an HBCU, has a family. I never thought about living in Ethiopia, but because I'm watching this video, now this is going to be the spark for me to see what it'd be like living there, I think. This is a guest room that has an attached bathroom to it, but I'll let you see some of the bathrooms this way. These are my beautiful children, and this is my room. Just kidding, this is my kids' room. We have our laundry room, equipped with clothes that need to be washed. Mom, turn that down now. Turn it off. Thank you. This is my daughter's bathroom because she has her own bathroom. She doesn't want to be in the bathroom with boys. She needs her own bathroom. This is the playroom where all the kids play because I'm an old school mama. Old school black mama, we don't play in the living room. We live in the living room, we play in the playroom. Don't play in my room, play in there. This is the boys' bathroom with toothpaste on the towel. Good job, Monty. This is the big boy room. Monty, you want to say hi to everybody? Hi. Whose room is this? Mine. Anything you want to tell us about your room? No. Okay. Well, this is his room. And our room. And my beautiful husband. What a coincidence.
Hey, I'll see you later.
Look at him. So this is our room. We have a big bedroom. We are not decorators. I wish I could be like, these are our throw pillows with our quilt. Nope, just desk, bed. We have a really big walk-in closet. That's nice. So this is definitely the biggest, most modern place we've ever lived in our lives. So we're very grateful. Walk-in closet. And then we have our bathroom, which is the best because we have a bathtub and we have a shower. This is the bathtub. It has, of course, the raindrop shower. And over here, this is the boys' side. So Ian can be over here. This is the shower. That's our whole lovely, beautiful apartment. Oh, we also have a balcony, so I can take you out there too. Lights off. Turn these lights off, pues. Sí, ahora sí, está bien. Sí, está bien ahora. But yeah, I'm just in a habit. Even though I don't pay the electric here, I'm just like, turn off this light. But these are actually automatic, those ceiling lights. Bye, baby.
See you later, love.
See ya. Here's our balcony where we like to get some sun. I can show you whatever. If you want me to show you my classroom, you can see that too. Our balcony, which overlooks the pool, the aquatic center, there's a track, and buckets. Oh, it's just America's crazy. I think like people don't look like us who run the country.
Yeah.
I want my kids to go to school, and I want the teachers, the people who are teaching them, to look like them, to have a story similar to them. I want a neighborhood where it's like we are owners of the homes, and even if they're not owners of the home, there's a sense of community. And there's a lot of things in America that's just not good. Yeah, I think that's what it is, like the sense of community for me. Because Ethiopians, like, I think when you first meet them as an outsider, it's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like, but once they get to know you and know like you're there for good and you want to like learn the language and know the customs and the traditions and like be there, they're like super welcoming and friendly. They're so welcoming, they're so friendly, they're so loving. Like if you're sick, even if you're sick, they're gonna come into the house and be like, oh, you're sick, we're here to see you. Like, are you okay? We're gonna pray for you. So we don't have that in America. In America, and it just doesn't even matter what color you are, I'm just saying just Americans. In America, you don't know your neighbors. You could live on the same street for years and not know your neighbors.
So true.
Like you could go to the school and the students don't know, the parents never met the teachers. That would never happen here. That would never happen here. Mm-hmm. So I love that for Ethiopia. I would love that in America, but that doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. I would say, it's a different type of danger. It's a different type of danger in America.
Yeah, I think I was running from the hustle and bustle of day-to-day life, of this constant hamster wheel of survival mode. And I think I was just running towards opportunity, an opportunity, as my wife was saying, to place our whole family, not just our kids, us as well, in an environment that supported Blackness, supported people who looked like us to just be themselves, but then also, reach for all these heights that are tangible. Like we can see people who look like us, look like our kids, owning businesses, being leaders, being good citizens, and having a strong community.
Yeah, like everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. The last time we were in Atlanta, we were probably paying like $1,800 for a 3-bed, 2-bath. Mm-hmm. And that's like just the rent. Like after everything was said and done, we probably paid close to like $2,100. The neighborhood was awful. Awful. Like the house we were renting had roaches. We'd tell the guy that there was roaches. The AC went out, and it's Atlanta, so it's hot.
Very hot.
And like it was so embarrassing when we first left Atlanta. This is a true story. When we first left Atlanta and we were living in Honduras, someone asked my son, "What's your favorite thing about Honduras?" So you know what I'm talking about?
I know where she's going with this.
What's your favorite thing about Honduras than Atlanta, or than living in the States? My son, who's just a child, who cannot code switch, said, "I like how there's no crackheads here."
With a straight
That's
face.
literally what he said. Because I'm telling you, the neighborhood was not good. Like it was not good. Like it was a lot of shady activity out in the open.
Yep.
Just out in the open. We are not involved in that shady activity, but who wants that for their child?
Right.
That's their favorite thing about not living in Honduras.
And that's what we were able to afford for our family to live. And
so that was that, like for 20 whatever, like probably like $2,100. That's what we were paying to live there. And the schools weren't great. Our car, we had a 4-seater car that was a 1995.
Yeah.
What was it? Chevy
Blazer.
Was it a Blazer? Yeah, it was a Chevy Blazer, 4-seater, 2 doors.
I missed that car.
And so we would squish all 3 of the kids in the back seat. We'd be burning up. Like we would share.
No AC.
We would put a seatbelt over Nelly and Amari, like to squish them. They would share a seatbelt, and like that was all we could afford. Like we were never gonna get the AC fixed.
No.
Like we did all the free community stuff. Monty was in baseball. Like there was community league.
Yep.
But we didn't do anything. We couldn't do anything.
Except go to the park. Back to us being active. We would always walk to and from the park, which was like a mile away.
Yeah, we'd go out there and play together. But go to the library. So we did a lot of that. But here we were at the time. I was working at one of the most well-paid schools in the city. So I don't want to. You can probably figure it out. But anyways, I was working at this school, and they paid their teachers well. Yeah. And Ian also was a teacher. So we were, but 2 teachers with 3 children, we were surviving. Yeah. So yeah, I would say $2,100 for living expenses, but as much free stuff as possible, and things would just happen. Like we'd save, and then it's like, now you gotta pay for this tire. And then we'd save, and it'd be like, now the alternator went out. Yep. And then we save, and then somebody would go get sick because at the time, Natalie was diagnosed with childhood epilepsy. So we'd always have to go to the Children's Hospital in Atlanta where she'd get an MRI and meet with a neurologist. And we have insurance, but the insurance never covered it. We paying insurance. I don't know what the insurance would go to.
Me neither.
We're paying insurance. $500 is being deducted from our check, and then we still get an insurance bill for $1,200. So I just felt like we were in the negative. We never had money. We were just living on our credit cards. We were just, paying for food in America for all of us.
Yeah. It just wasn't the best.
It just wasn't. Even with us, like we would go to food pantries. So we go to food pantries to get like the free food, like bread and stuff like that. But even then, I would feel bad being like, oh, I don't want to get the free food because there's someone else probably worse off than me that needs the food. So we'd always wait until everyone was gone. We'd be the last minute, the last 5 minutes. But then I found out that statistically, a lot of people don't go to food pantries because everyone thinks that there's someone in a worse spot than me, and like, I don't need this. So it just was all bad. And we never ever saved, and our life sucked. It didn't suck. It just was, I can't believe we worked so much. Here we are, master's degree, bachelor's degree, we're educators, and we're at the food pantry. Like, it didn't make any sense. And so our life here is so different because working at international school, one, your health insurance is covered and your housing is covered. But two, we're getting paid in dollars too. And so the expenses that I would say in total, and the biggest reason is because we don't have to pay for housing. Our job pays for our housing. Is all 5 of us with Amari in football, you know, their girls are going to circus school, Ian and I going on dates. We have someone to help us with cleaning around the house. We have a car that has AC. Like, I think we probably spend about $1,200 a month. $1,200 a month. And in America, my rent was $2,100, and I think both of us working after taxes, we probably brought in like $3,000.
Yeah, it was criminal.
We couldn't have made more than $3,300. Not possible.
Max.
And we just never, like, we'd always be negative or. So here we're easily able to save because we don't spend so much. We're not taxed in Ethiopia. We're not taxed in America. We could easily save like $4,000, which is never heard of. So it makes me feel good because I can send money back to my mom. I can save money. I can go on a trip. Like, I can
Put it towards charitable donations like schools.
So I don't know why I would ever do that again. I'd have to hit the lotto and then I'd move back to America maybe. And probably then I wouldn't. Why would I do that?
I wouldn't sign off on that. I would try to convince her just another country.
We went back to America for 4 months 2 years ago when my stepdad was ill. And I went to be his caretaker until it was my mom, my cousin, all of us. We were taking care of my stepdad until he passed. And those 4 months, it was the worst experience ever. Worst experience ever. But I would do that. That would be the reason why I went back. If my mom was ill and could not come live with us, I would go be with my mom.
Absolutely.
But I can't imagine why else we would do that. I'm almost certain I was getting paid $40,000 before, like, that's gross, before taxes. So I'm thinking, like, after taxes, probably $28,000 annually, probably. And Ian, because he doesn't have a master's, I think you were getting paid like $35,000, which is less.
No, it's being generous. I think anywhere between $30,000 and $35,000.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, gross.
Yeah.
But you have to take away taxes, health insurance, all of our bills. That's why I really think we couldn't have been bringing in more than
Combined.
Yeah, like combined, like $3,200. There's no way that we could have been making more than that. I just don't think that's possible. I did aerial silks in my 20s. It was the most expensive thing, doing aerial silks. I want to say a studio is like $400 a month to go to aerial silks. And for me, it was like my therapy and my exercise and everything. But here, it's $8. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
So I could go every day of the month, which I don't. But if I went every day of the month, it would still be cheaper than
back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everything is so much cheaper.
Here at Web Nation family, for years we've been sharing stories of diasporans who have relocated from the diaspora and currently living here on the continent of Africa. You guys have been enjoying the episode, saying in the comment section that you want this to be you one day. Why don't we just bring that time to now? We are inviting you to come on a trip with us to South Africa, November 2026. This is going to be an 11-day experience of we visiting cities like Cape Town, Johannesburg. We having experiences like going to the wine lands and actually experiencing South Africa, the people, the food. This is not just a vacation. This is a very well detailed experience that gives you the proper insight on people interested in relocating. The beautiful part about this is we've made it easy for you to come on this trip with us. By you just making the deposit, you get to pay the rest in installment and get yourself on a trip with us to South Africa. Scan the QR code, secure a spot, and see you in South Africa. Now guys, let's get back into the video.
Every day I was like, I'm done living in America. And I think it's so different. Like, people see me and Ian, they're like, two black people. But if, like, Hayford, if you move to America, will your kids, and you have kids there, will they be American? Yes, but they'll have totally different upbringing because you're from Ghana. And so me and Ian have a totally different upbringing in childhood because I was raised by Americans and Ian was raised by West Indians. Like, our culture is so different. And so I feel like I always viewed like America like, I'm just trying to get out of here. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, we're just working too much. It's not safe in this body. But Ian's family chose to come. It wasn't, his family chose just one generation before. One generation before, they chose, like, we are going to move to America and start our life here. Yeah. So I think for him, he had a different viewpoint. But I feel like as a little girl, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And like, even looking at what's going on now, I'm like, I'm so happy I'm not there. So I don't think there was one moment. I think it was just, I was born there. I was just like, I can't wait to get out of this place.
Yeah, for me, the turning point was COVID. COVID was just awful for multiple reasons. COVID 2020, I really looked in the mirror, talked to my wife, looked at my kids and said, what type of life am I living? Yeah. Because at the time, working like crazy. We were all trying to figure out this COVID situation. Yeah. And we asked ourselves, what are we really doing with our lives? And really started to think of what mattered. Yeah. And what mattered was spending time with family, being able to spend time with friends. And I realized there are better opportunities if we seek overseas instead of staying where we were. So
I would agree, because now that you say that, I'm like, what was like the tipping point? I think like me, like becoming a mother. I feel like it's different being a mom than dad, because mommies, it's different, like how we are with our babies.
Absolutely.
And so I think once I had the kids, I was like, I want more for my children. I want to, like, especially being in Ethiopia, my kids can see themselves in this country. Even though we're not Ethiopian, they can still see themselves, because in Ethiopia, everyone who runs the country is Ethiopian, who owns the stores, they're Ethiopian, in the communities, they're Ethiopian. Like, you can be Ethiopian and be like well educated and wealthy or not wealthy. Like, your presence is everywhere. Versus I feel like in America, that's not the case. That's not the case. And so, like, for me, I wanted my kids to see themselves in people that were educated and a community. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist in America, but here it's like, you just walk outside. You just walk outside. And so I wanted them to see that. And so for me, the public schools in America, I didn't want my kids to go there. Yeah. I wanted my kids to have a sense of community, a sense of self, pride in who they are. So I think I really wanted that more. That was the turning point, being a mom. I wanted more for my kids than even for myself. Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. But it was so bad for so many reasons. Like, we got on the plane. The ride there was horrible. It was such a bad experience. Yeah. It was all compounded. Yeah. But like, while we were still back in America, in Atlanta, like, we had all these bags. We had rented.
At the time, it was our longest flight we've ever been on.
Yes, with all of our kids. There was a situation with the U-Haul. We were trying to return the U-Haul. Like, it was a mess. I was crying. Yeah. One of our future coworkers coincidentally was flying in from Atlanta, and I was like, I can't talk to you right now. Like, it was the lady at the attendant lady was mean to us. Remember, she was like, get back in the line. Like, after we were the first ones in line,
and you can't touch your bags.
It was crazy. Yeah. Then we get on the plane, and the ride was bad. Like, I don't know, we had the worst crew. It was the worst crew. I remember being like, hey, I'm thirsty. Can I get something to drink? And she was like, yeah, it's back there. And in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, there's like drinks back there that they're pouring. Now I'm like in the back, like looking for a drink. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. When we got to the airport, just thinking about going through customs, really long line. And then I think one of us forgot a bag. So I tried to go back and get the bag. They wouldn't let me go on and get the bag.
Everybody
so
was pushing. People were so rude.
Then when I tried to get back online to be with the family, a lot of people were pushing or not allowing me to get with my family.
I've never experienced that. And we're like putting our bags, and people were like skipping in front of us and like putting their bags. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no order. Like people were like, then we got them like, we'll help you. And I'm like, no, it's okay, we're fine. Like, no, we'll help you. I'm like, no, we're fine. I said, I have my bag, we have our bags.
Yeah.
It was, then instead of bringing us home, the school was like, we're gonna stop by the school first. After we'd been flown like 28 hours.
So we're delirious.
So sleepy, hungry. Like we all stink because we haven't taken a shower. So then we get to our apartment, and the apartment's great. So we're happy about that. We unpack. Beautiful. But we were wide awake, and before we got here, like before we moved here, they had said, hey, it's really loud. You might want to bring like earmuffs or something until you adjust to like where you are. And I'm like,
we both lived in big cities.
Yeah, so. New York. When we were in Honduras, like I'm thinking like loud, like cars and like
music.
Music, people. No, it's like the mosque. All night, the mosque is singing a song in language we don't know. So for us, it sounds like like all night. And I was like, oh really my gosh.
Really loud.
And like we just weren't used to anything. And so, because it was the total opposite of everything. Because we grew up in the States. So the States, there's a specific order of everything. Mm-hmm. And then like even in California, I grew up around Mexican culture, speaking Spanish and like the foods and the customs. So everything was so different here. And we thought, what? Well, Ian said, it was like the second night, he was like, I don't know what I did. What did we do?
Yeah, it was a lot to take in. I wasn't ready. I was not ready.
We thought we were going to be like, Africa, we've returned. Like this is like we just knew.
And we were introduced to Ethiopia, by the city. Versus in my head, and my wife is wiser than me. She knew better. I thought we were gonna see more greenery, see less cars.
But we didn't watch YouTube. All we had to do was go on YouTube and type in Addis and watch Ethiopia.
I was wrong.
So yeah, we just knew, I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know what we were thinking, but what we were thinking was wrong.
So my daily routine is kind of crazy. I wake up, I meditate, I go to the gym. After the gym, I make breakfast. We have breakfast together as a family, then I go to work. I'm proud to say I'm a PE teacher, and so I love all day encouraging and inspiring the students to get fit and to stay fit. Mm-hmm. To build a habit of just movement, right? Yeah. So I love that. Yeah. And after that, I usually have an after-school activity or ASA where it's basketball. Yeah. So from elementary school all the way up to high school, I'm working with kids on basketball. Yeah. And then after that, come home with my family. We usually read with our kids or play a game with our kids, have some dinner. Wind the kids down. Then me and my wife get some alone time, and then I go to sleep and do it all over again.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like we get to work, hang out with our kids. I would say we spend way more time with each other than we did in the States. Yes. Because in the States, I feel like we didn't have enough time. Like we would just work. You just work all day. And I don't know why we were working so much for nothing. Like all we do is just work and work. And it'd be different if we were working 80 hours and like I live in a mansion and I take all these trips and like I live in a great neighborhood. Like we're just working. We're working all day to be like, can we afford pizza tonight? Like, so I think that here, because like our money goes further, we get paid in dollars, we feel safer here. Our day is more filling because I come home and we do get to spend time with the kids and hang out with each other. And then on weekends, we can go, explore outside of like our little compound or our little bubble and go to a park or go to do an activity, just
Right.
something. So, like, it's hands down, still everything is better than America here. Everything is better than going back there. I haven't been to a place, honestly, where I'm like, I want to live back there. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, our day-to-day is pretty much go to work, hang out with each other, hang out with our friends.
Yes.
These are the art rooms. I don't have keys to them, otherwise I'd open it for you. But you can see like all the little paintbrushes in the window. I feel like this school is like 1,000 kids. But don't quote me. I think it's like 1,000. It's like, I think the middle school is like 180. I don't know. Don't quote me, I might be wrong. All the art that you see on the walls are created by students. So like, this is all student art, which is pretty cool. This is the art room. It's probably the most art-looking room. This is where we set up the cafeteria, or like the lunchtime for middle school, so we can separate middle school and high school. And so now we're gonna go to my classroom now that we're in middle school. Normally I would take the elevator. Oh shoot, we might have to take the elevator. Dang it, I don't want to. Okay, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna take the elevator and we're gonna be fine. It's normally not locked. But did you see that big gate? I'm like, oh my God, I hate for it. I'm having a heart attack when anything happens. I don't like closed spaces. I swear it's a trauma for living in the States because I don't like crowds, I don't love closed spaces. I feel like someone's gonna just do anything dangerous. Because fighting in the States and guns in the States, it just made me not like small spaces altogether. Okay, we made it. Whew, nothing bad happened. This is the second floor. Beautiful view. It's actually better on the fourth floor, so I might take you there. Now, I don't have keys to the hub. And if the cleaners were here, I would let you in the hub. But like, you can kind of see like this is a science room because there's like a science guy and like tables. But inside, every floor is what we call a hub. And so students can work in here. But my classroom's over here, it's not in the hub. And that's because I am the only Spanish teacher in the middle school. So my subject is just a team of me. Versus there's multiple science teachers, math teachers, and blah, blah, blah. This is my classroom. It's humongous, which I love. I have also one of the bigger classrooms. So I teach here. I have stations with the kids. So they can come here and like read in reading groups at the rug. Everything's a mess right now because I just ran out of class on Friday. We have this smart TV, so it's equipped with, it's obviously a TV, but it's also equipped with like Apple TV, so every classroom has that. Then we also have a projector, which also equips like to the TV and my laptop, and the kids all have Chromebooks, so technology is amazing for them. Yeah, that's it. This is my classroom. That's my desk. But there's another teacher who's like, can I set up shop? And I said, yeah, it's great. First of all, would I have thought this for Senegal, Ghana, Mozambique, Kenya, because of what I've been told in America. But like in America, they don't say anything good about Ethiopia. So I was worried about like, what would Ethiopia be like? Because the only thing that they talk about is poverty. And the thing is, there's poverty in every country. Because in America, there's extreme poverty, but that's not the only thing that they talk about. So I was like quite surprised, because again, this is in Ethiopia, and there are a ton of kids who go to this school who are Ethiopian, and they're not telling you about that in America. I'm not gonna say poverty doesn't exist. I'm just gonna say it exists in every country and everywhere on the planet. Every single floor has what we call a hub, because we are a hub school. So the lights aren't on, but basically, essentially there's 2 classes here, 2 classes there, and then we can all meet together to do like transdisciplinary work, which is great for the students. But yeah, that's the hub if you wanna. Also right there is my apartment. Not too shabby, not too far from where I work. 4th floor. So I think it's pretty up here. So you can see the high school quad. You can see, well, this is colored right, but you can see how much higher we're up. There's classrooms up here. And there's a better view over here too. There's all the play area. We're gonna get to the playground soon. I'm literally gonna take you all the way around the whole school so you can see everything. There's another courtyard here. There's a bunch of bushes in front of it right now, but you'll see it in a minute. But it's great for my kids because this is like the safest place that you could possibly be. And there's tons of security, so I could say, hey, I'm gonna leave, and they can go to the playground. So, these are my coworkers, probably like. So yeah, that's the. Hey guys. Hey. They're also Americans who are here. What I meant by a hub, you can't tell. Oh, well, I guess it says right here. It says hub. UI5 hub. Oh, there's somebody here. I'm supposed to be let me in. So this is the primary school. The primary school has a whole hub model. So there are not just one classroom here, there's 3 classes, but if you notice, there's no walls. So literally it builds community within the school. And again, this was something that I wasn't expecting in Africa because they don't want to show you this, but I'm showing it to you. So my son, this is actually my son's classroom last year when he was in kindergarten. So we are literally where we started. So what that means is there's not one teacher in charge of the students. Everyone is in charge of this. They're all our kids. They're all our kids. So they all mix, like, okay, I'll take this math group, you take this reading group, which I really like. So the hub model exists all throughout the school, primary to middle school. Well, primary to high school, I'm sorry. But you can just physically see it more here in primary. So you can see. So you can see everything. So during the school day, you'll see right here, kids riding trolleys and bikes and stuff in the EY5, that's the kindergarten program, just laughing up and down, like just the safest place. So I love it. Oh, there's chickens. I knew they used to have chickens. I guess they moved them here. So the kindergartners literally hatch the chickens, put them in their little infirmary, and those are the chickens that they. Oh, there's an egg in there. This is the garden. You know, signs are in English and Amharic. So Ian started at League because the facilities are so great at ICS, and Ian loves basketball and he loves community. So these are all just local people who, like 90% local people who live in Ethiopia who also love basketball. It started with 6, then 30, then 50, and it grew to now 160. They all won't be there today. That'd be crazy if all of them showed up today. It's usually about like 40 people. Hey you guys! Oh my gosh, you guys trying to be on YouTube?
Yeah!
Those are my students. Do you guys all consent?
Yeah! Put us up and tell me in Spanish. Yeah. Can you put me on the board?
What?
I consent and my parents consent.
Yeah, we consent. My mom said yeah.
ICS Addis. There's a dojo up there, so you guys can go up there and relax if you wanted to. Do yoga, meditation. Bathrooms. We'll do one lap around the track, and then they'll lead us straight to where Ian is, which is the pavilion. Hey, lady! I'm almost home. I'm almost home. I'm giving him a tour of ICS, and then I'm gonna go home. So definitely.
Tammy's like, did she respond? Is not today coming?
Yeah, I'll be there after this. So one thing I didn't know about Addis is like the hub for everything, like important things in Africa. There's so many embassies, there's so many NGOs, so you have so many foreigners here. So the international school really is international. Obviously the Ethiopians make up more. If I had to gauge it just looking with my eyeballs in the middle school and high school, because I don't work in primary, I would say it's like half Ethiopian, half everybody you can think of. Like people from America, France, New Zealand, Tanzania, South Africa, Prague, like from everywhere. So you have like 30 different languages spoken. So this is the pavilion, and there's a ton of basketball courts in there. And this is not the only basketball place in the school. There's another gym. And there's a weight room and a pool and all types of stuff. So first I'll show you the pool because it's right here. This is the pool. It's not really that good of a shot. I was somewhere and I met someone at a conference, and they're like, Jocelyn Minerve, I knew a guy named Ian Minerve. And I was like, that's my husband. And this guy's a lot older. And I said, oh, it's my husband's dad. And it was my husband's dad.
One of the things I hold dear now that we live here is their coffee ceremony that's here. I just love how it just brings people together. And I thought that might change once the school year got started, because we had an introduction first to, hey, welcome to Ethiopia. And so they took us to a local restaurant, and we saw and engaged in beautiful meal, beautiful show where we saw traditional dancing. And even after that, once we started school, I noticed we still continued the coffee ceremony. I was very intrigued about that. And I love how people just come together.
Yeah, I like what it represents, because when you think of coffee at home, it's like Starbucks, fast,
Grab and
go.
go.
We're doing this so we can stay up and work all day. But here, it's like everyone slows down. Mm-hmm. Everyone slows down over lunch. It's like we're gonna literally feed each other, not figuratively. Like we're gonna feed each other. We're gonna laugh. We're joking. We're gonna have this coffee. Like I like how everything slows down here.
I like how personal it gets. It can be as surfacey as you want or as deep as you want, depending on who you talk to. Mm-hmm. And I learned from talking to a lot of my local friends, that's their therapy. That's their truly getting to know their friends and families, to the point where now, in terms of news and figuring out what's going on in this part of Ethiopia, that part of Ethiopia, most people are in the know because on a daily basis, they go to the coffee ceremony. Somebody's spoken to this person, another person's spoken to that person, and they're able to stay up to date with loved ones.
I wouldn't say coffee ceremony, because even with no coffee, they just have the time to see their family and loved ones and neighbors and friends like every day. Mm-hmm. Like that would be crazy to be like, I haven't seen my family in months, years, weeks.
That would be taboo.
Yeah.
They're very, very close to family and neighbors.
And friends.
Oh, I love it. I hope if and when we choose to go to another country, to keep that as something that's part of our family values.
So the biggest culture shock for me was I couldn't communicate with people. Mm-hmm. And like Ian had been, when we first moved to Honduras, he didn't speak any Spanish. No. And I don't know, I guess I was not empathetic to my husband, because I remember we touched down in Honduras, they dropped us off at the grocery store, and I'm just shopping, like just talking to everybody. I call a cab, we go home. But here, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't communicate with anyone. Mm-hmm. Like, how do I do anything? Like, that was the biggest culture shock, is I can't connect with people or like even get my basic needs met because I don't speak Amharic. And so that was the hardest thing, and I think that's why the airport was so hard. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. So like that was the biggest thing coming here, is I wanted to just go out to a restaurant or like go and talk to people or make friends, but I couldn't because I was like, I don't speak Amharic. Mm-hmm. And that was the biggest culture shock for me, and I hadn't experienced it before.
Yeah, I would agree. The language piece, and then also just. Because I don't think it was a mosque level. I think it was Orthodox Christians praying that loudly for that long, and that was normal. That wasn't my normal, so it took an adjustment to get used to that. Had I had known, I think I could have prepped myself better. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a one-off celebration. My mental peace has skyrocketed being out here compared to being in the States.
I say every way though.
The quality-
Financially,
Go ahead.
emotionally,
Yeah.
mentally, like whatever was happening there is way better over here. Just, I think everything is better, right? I feel like
Yes.
our relationship with each other, because if you're under stress and you're not sure if you can pay the bills, and like you don't know your neighbors, you don't have anyone to lean on in your community, and like yes, you have family, but they're all working too.
Exactly.
Like our parents are
friends.
still working, and I don't think it's because they want to. I don't know anyone who's like, I'm retired. Like we're all just working and working and working. So even when we go back home to America, it's like, oh, it's so nice to come visit, but everyone's working all the time.
Yep.
I think we see like the time we spend with our family when we go home to visit in the summer is more than if we live there.
Agreed.
Because
It
if we
has been
live
more.
there, yeah, because we're just all working all the time. Like if we lived in America, we would just work 80 hours, and my mom would work 80 hours, and your sister,
Yep.
and everyone's working, so we don't get to spend time with each other. And when we go home, it's like people make the time because we're all like, oh, we're gonna only be here for this certain amount of time.
Exactly. And because of how our work schedule is, we have the time, so we're able to wait for our friends after work. Like, yeah, that's no problem. Do what you need
Flexible.
to do. Very flexible.
Yeah, we're not exhausted. I know even like for me, health-wise, like being in Ethiopia, I lost so much weight. Like if you look at my old YouTube videos to right now, there's a noticeable difference. And it's not like I didn't work out at all in the States. I worked out in the States.
Yep.
I was active in the States. I would say the same amount of activity that I am here. It's just that I'm not so exhausted. I'm not eating crappy food. So
I definitely feel more financially free being here, and just grateful. To have this opportunity, seize the opportunity, and make the most of it.
it feels good being able to pay the bills and to be able to pay them down. Like it feels good because I just feel like we were in a hamster back in the
Yeah.
States. Like you pay some bills down, but then the medical emergency would happen.
Yep.
You pay some bills down, and then your car would break down. It's just like this yo-yo.
Yep.
It feels good to be able to pay my bills and to pay them down, and like Ian said, to like give back. It feels good. Like it feels so much better. It just feels better. Yeah, our YouTube. like nobody wants to see what life in America is like. We all know.
Yes.
So I think that's the biggest thing is our YouTube channel, which we started it not to be like YouTubers. We weren't like, let's be YouTubers.
Right.
It's when we were looking to go abroad, we didn't see families that looked like us.
Yeah.
We would see like digital nomads, single people, or people who were like, I sold everything I own and left my job and I moved. And I'm like, if I sold everything, I still couldn't move. Like what do you guys do for a living? Like,
Yeah.
I want that job.
Yeah.
So I was like, we started the channel because we were like, we want regular people, not the real estate agent, not the attorney, not the digital nomad. Like, we're just regular people with kids
Yep.
who are black, who are American, and we can live abroad. And we brought all of our debt with us. We brought all of it with us, and it's being paid down.
Yep.
So that's why we started it, and it turned into a side hustle. Because people watch us,
Right.
and they watch our YouTube channel, and they reach out to us, and they want to partner with us, or they want consulting from us.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing too. Because we were going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, for no money, we were going to do it anyways. I love that Ethiopians are not humble. I love that about Ethiopians. Like, I love that about Ethiopia. Like, they will tell you, we are the only country that's never been colonized. We are the ones who created coffee. We did this. Like they are not humble about their history, and I love that. I want to see more not humble black people. I love it. This is my favorite thing about Ethiopia. It's like, yeah, you better be proud of yourself. Yes. I love that. They're not going to bow down to nobody. I love it. It's my favorite thing.
I have to go back to the coffee ceremony.
He's obsessed with the coffee ceremony.
One, I drink a whole lot more
Oh my
coffee than I
gosh.
ever have in my life. And then two, just the conversations I've been able to have with various people.
We'll get you some coffee after this.
Thank you, love. Some who I would never really talk to on a day-to-day basis. You just sit down and you have that conversation.
Yeah.
And at least for me, it just changes my day. Like I could have a rotten day, sit down at a coffee ceremony, which has happened a few times. And I leave relieved. I leave thinking about somebody other than myself. I leave knowing something about somebody and being vulnerable enough to share what's going on in my mind, in my world. So I really love that and hope to keep that with our family.
Go now. I think our biggest regret is always, why did we come sooner? Like, if we could go back in time, we always say, if we could go back in time, we came way sooner. Like once we had all 3 of our children, we would have immediately came.
Yeah, I agree. That's the biggest thing. The sooner, the better. My advice would be strictly to the fellas. Let me make sure I'm talking to you guys. Let go of the fear. Be brave enough to try. I don't think a lot of black men are willing to admit that they're afraid. And if you notice, a lot of YouTubers are typically women who are on these adventures and willing to go overseas. And so I just want to talk to the fellas and say, you can do it too, man. It's not as scary as it seems. Take the plunge. It will be uncomfortable at first. However, I promise you, it'll be an experience worth taking.
Yeah.
Period. No matter where you choose to go, just know it is totally worth it. And more than likely better than whatever situation you got going on right now in the States.
Yeah. I would actually disagree, because I think most of the YouTubers are men. I don't know too many women just out here by themselves.
Oh, I know a few.
Who?
My dad, I can show you later. My dad.
Okay, I was like, I always see men walking around, but I do agree that you should just leave. I think my advice is, if there's a fear, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, that you can always just go back home. Right now, our teaching jobs back home are waiting for us right now. Like, you can move, try it, and if you don't like it, just go back. You are not a tree, you will not grow roots, you will not be trapped in Ethiopia. If it really is not the place for you, you can just go back. But don't just not go because of fear.
To everybody, especially my beautiful browns, come back to the motherland, get in touch with your roots, have an experience of a lifetime that will more than likely change your life for the better.
And this is everywhere. Don't stay in one country. Go everywhere. Why not?
Why not?